Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another video in store for you. This is going to continue the series on the S10 build. So we're getting ready to start freshening up the 5.3 engine, and before we do that, it needs to be cleaned. It is filthy from the Suburban it was in. So if we turn around and look at it, you can see this thing is absolutely disgusting. It's got leaves and stuff. I'll blow all that out. Just look at the grime up in there. That is filthy. The whole thing is dirty, nasty, gross. Yeah, it really needs to be cleaned. I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning it. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the motor mounts off just so that's out of the way. We don't need those, we're not using those. We have the motor mounts off, as you can see. Now we can get all this mud and dirt and whatever else is under here out. I'm going to get the air compressor hose, spray all the leaves and all the loose stuff off. I'm going to spray the whole motor down, try to get all the loose stuff off. Then I will be grabbing the water hose, bringing it over. I'm going to spray the whole thing down in purple power first. I got about 5-to-1 solution of this. Get it nice and coated and lathered, and then wash it down with the hose, give it a light spray. Try to not make too big of a mess in the end of the shop, and then I'll push all the water out and all the dirt out and try to clean it the best I can. But that should get us with a pretty clean result. Alright, so I have cleaned the engine. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. You can actually see the heads now, which is pretty cool. You can see the aluminum on it. I have cleaned up the side of the block some as well. It's not perfect again, but it is significantly better. Oil pan I cleaned up a little. I wasn't too concerned about that because I have a new one that I'm going to put in. Yeah, so here's the other side. Again, it's not perfect, but it is better. I'm going to go ahead and take the plastic off, and then I will be working on taking the intake off. As you guys saw, I just took the intake off, and just look at how filthy it is under here. That is nasty. Leaves and a bunch of other crap. I'm gonna have to wipe all this down, clean it off. I need to clean the heads first, that way I can tape them up so I can make sure nothing goes inside of them. But yeah, this is disgusting. I'm gonna have to clean this all really well.
The next day.
Back for another day of working on the engine for the truck, the 5.3 LS motor. So yesterday we made a little bit of progress. It was mostly a cleaning day, as you can see. We did get the intake off. Everything's cleaned up. It's not perfect, obviously, and I'm just doing the best I can to get it clean. So the game plan is the valve covers. I don't need to get perfectly clean. I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to end up sandblasting and powder coating those to match the color of the truck. I found a color that matches pretty close to the truck color. Valley pan cover, that will be getting powder coated as well. You're not really going to be able to see it under the intake, but I want to do it while I have it out. My dad is testing waters with powder coating the alternator, so he has taken the alternator off his LS that he's putting in the 86. Took it all apart. Has all these exterior pieces sandblasted. Gonna powder coat them, put it back together, see how it looks. He has a powder coating color that matches pretty close to his truck as well. But take this off, take this off, take that off, so valve covers and valley pan. And then I need to take off the whole front accessory drive because I am putting a cam in this truck and replacing the front and rear main seals on the truck as well, or on the engine as well. A lot of work to do, plenty to get done. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. As you guys can see, I have taken the valve cover off. It's a little gummy in there, but not too bad. The knock sensor was pretty disgusting. Still really dirty. I might just end up replacing that. I'm pretty sure we broke the clip on it anyway. Yeah, that's not great. Still gonna take the front accessory drive off. As you guys can see, I have taken the whole front accessory drive off, and it's actually looking like a small package. It's funny how big the accessory drive makes the motor look, that and the intake. What's up guys, back at it another day. What I'm getting ready to do now is take the heads off. There was a change of plans. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and get my head CNC ported and polished, just because your engine is just a big air pump. The more air you can get in, the more fuel you can get in, the more power you can get out. So that's what we're gonna work on with this. That's why it's getting CNC ported and polished, just so we can get more air in. Their flow numbers are a lot better than stock, and it looks a lot better. They'll get cleaned up, everything. It's just really nice to have, and I think overall that's the move. Plus, if I wanted to do this later down the line, it would be so much harder to take the heads off the engine while it's in the truck than right now. So I think at this point I might as well do that and get it over with. That way I won't have to worry about it later on. Plus I'm gonna go ahead and do the head gaskets while I have the heads off too. That'll just be nice to have. So let's go ahead and get to it.
So you can see the difference in the stock heads and the PRC heads. PRC's got bigger valves in them. You can tell that because they're closer together right there. It's kind of hard to tell on that one, it's so dirty, but there's a lot bigger gap in between them than they are on these, between that valve and that valve.
Yep, and then go back to this one. You can see how small that gap is between the two valves.
Yep. And then when you turn them around here, you can see the different, well, it's kind of hard to, it's dirty, but these are machined out a lot bigger than those. Got a lot less rough castings in it. That's the intake side. And of course the valve springs, these have the dual valve springs in it. That set does PRC heads. And then this here, it's hard to tell because it's dirty, but they really open up the exhaust and make it where it flows a lot better. So when you get them back, it'll be CNC ported, intake and exhaust, new valve springs, bigger valves, 3-angle valve job, new caps and retainers, and it makes them flow. I think it's what, 30% better?
A lot better.
Yeah, I know it's a lot better, but I think it's 30%. They give you the flow numbers on the website, and we just weighed them, and even with the bigger valves, the old head weighs, what was it, 9 ounces more?
About a little over 9 ounces.
A little over 9 ounces more than the one, so they removed quite a bit of material on the new ones. Even with the bigger valves and dual valve springs instead of the single valve spring. So that's a weight difference too, but so they probably take over 10 ounces out of the head.
And there we go, I got the heads all packed up. Those are the springs that I'm putting in them. I'm gonna have to ship those back to Texas Speed so that they can put them in the heads. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and get them shipped out. As you can see, we're back for another day to work on the 5.3 disassembly. We last left it with taking the heads off, so those got sent to Texas Speed to get CNC ported and polished. I'm gonna do some other work while I have the heads off anyway. So I need to take the oil pan off, take the front cover and main seal and everything off for when we do the cam. I have new gaskets and stuff for the rear main seal, so we need to take all that apart. To do that, I'm gonna have to put the engine on a hoist, which is actually right here. Put the engine on the hoist, pull the flywheel off, take all the rear covers off and everything. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start doing that. Alright, and now we have access to the oil pump, timing chain. Behind the timing chain is the cam. I will be replacing both the oil pump and the timing chain. I currently have an oil pump on order, so that is on the way here. And timing chain, my dad actually ordered 2 for his 86 C10, so I'm getting the spare one. I somehow lucked out on that. I now have the engine set up with the engine hoist to get ready to pull the engine stand off and get to the back so we can start working on the rear of the engine. And the last thing I need to do is get my barbell out. I have a new barbell to put in, so that is located right here. And hopefully I can just grab it and pull it out. And there we go, now we have the barbell out. This is what the stock one looks like. As you can see, gasket's on the end by my hand. Alright guys, with taking the barbell out, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. This is going to be more of the disassembly of the engine. There's still a little bit more that we have to disassemble, but that will be done at a later date. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check back for more. We'll be putting this engine together at some point, so there will be a video on that too. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.